I'm Ryan Crouser, and I throw the shot put. I was born in Boring, Oregon. Yes, my hometown is called Boring. Grew up playing all sports, soccer, baseball, basketball, football. Graduated valedictorian of my high school. Went on to University of Texas. 2015, finished my undergrad. 2016, finished my master's in finance. 2016, made the Olympic team. Made it to Rio and was an upset and surprise win in the Olympics. I've been a pro since then.
I'm Lawrence Boogie Johnson. I'm a professional track and field coach.
Ryan Crouser is a mammoth of a man that continues to exemplify the dynamicness of a guy who probably could make millions pushing other guys around on a football field. A guy that's big, tall, fast, dynamic, strong, flexible, and overall just one hell of an athlete. That's who Ryan Crouser is.
My name's Sam Kendricks. I'm a track and field athlete professionally. Ryan Crouser is the precipice of what I would think a track athlete needs to be.
I've been doing shot put for a while now. I started going year-round in college, and at this point, it's mostly just I've gotten a lot bigger and a lot stronger since I focused on it. I used to be the skinny kid.
The shot put, to me, is probably one of the most unsung disciplines throughout track and field. You got to have nice levers, so that's length of your arm, good leg, length, and the whole 9 yards.
Big guys, they got bigger levers, you know?
You got to be strong as a can of Lysol on Saturday morning when mama cleaning the house, okay? You have to be so fast and dynamic in such a small area. And then you have to be so technically sound.
The hardest part about throwing the shot put is staying relaxed. Everyone thinks it's a big, strong event, but you're actually in there trying to be as relaxed and loose as possible. Kind of like a golf swing. If you're just hacking at it and trying to kill it, it's going to slice or go nowhere. And your best throws are the ones that you didn't try on. And that's the hardest thing is you have a great throw and you think, oh, I didn't try on that. If I try a little bit harder, it's going to go farther, and it almost always goes less.
Crouser is an absolute artist at dealing with that overabundance of adrenaline.
Crouser is probably, from a technical standpoint, he's probably one of the best to have ever done it, and he's only 28 years old.
Today, indoor world record, personal best, 2282 is what it was officially at, I believe. So beating Randy Barnes' old indoor record of 2266. And I've been after that for a while now. I've been within 4 inches of it twice in the last year. So this felt good to finally get it. I'm excited and a great start to 2021 after the rough year that a lot of these athletes have had.
My name is Megan Clark, and I'm a pole vaulter. Ryan Crouser is the world record holder in indoor men's shot put, which is exciting because that's brand new. He also happens to be my boyfriend. We've been dating for over 3 years now, and he's pretty cool. He throws really far, he fishes often, he's a big goofball and absolute teddy bear, and he's someone I spend most of my time with.
I love fishing. It's one of my passions and probably my favorite hobby. Any type of fishing really. I'll do fly fishing, bass fishing, saltwater. I'm up for anything. So I've got a little bass boat that I'll take out. I like fly tying as well, in the winter especially. Right now, not as much fishing to do, and it's a pretty fun, relaxing thing for me mentally. Kind of can just check out. Tonight we're having chicken sandos as my post-world record dinner. Hopefully it becomes a tradition.
World record yesterday, fishing today. So 2 good days in a row, I'd say.
means a lot to me. I don't know, it's symbolic maybe. Kind of spend the time getting your tools right and setting yourself up for success instead of just jumping in unprepared. And I just like to cut with a sharp knife. So mineral oil for the board. It actually has a little bit of a backstory to it. So my great grandpa moved here from Sweden. He was a carpenter, and this was his workbench. And my dad made this for me out of his old workbench that he used for his whole life that he lived in America. So it's old growth Douglas fir from Pacific Northwest, where I'm from. My dad made it into a cutting board for all the grandkids that are my generation. So nice keepsake, but also it's a really nice cutting board.
So Ryan and I have met several times in the past. The track world is pretty small. I remember meeting him in Colorado Springs at the Olympic Training Center at a conference we both had to go to, but he remembers meeting me at NCAA's my senior year in Birmingham. So we met each other a couple of different times, and then we actually lived about 200 feet from each other at the Olympic Training Center in Chula Vista before we started dating for about a year. So we got to know each other as friends, and then as a little bit more than that, maybe years after we first met. My dad loves him. They're Team RC.
Typical training day would look like I throw in the morning, pretty extended warm-up, just working on athleticism, and that lasts about 30 to 40 minutes, and then hour and a half to 2 hours of actually throwing time in the circle. And after that, get lunch, a little break, and then in the afternoon coming back for a lift around 3, and usually it's 2 hours, depending on what I'm doing. It's either a leg day or an upper body day with some Olympic lifts mixed in. After that, you got to keep the body healthy, so it's about 30 to 60 minutes in the evening of stretching, prehab, rehab, whatever it might be, just to prepare yourself and recover, and then get ready for the next day.
Ryan is about the fastest moving giant I've ever met. If you haven't seen him come out of blocks, you should.
I'll take Ryan Crouser, and I'll take Usain Bolt, and I'd put a line out about 10, 12 meters, and I say, hey guys, both you guys start from a 3-point stance, and the first guy to 10 or 12 meters wins. And I guarantee you, Ryan Crouser is world-class sprinter with the likes of a Usain Bolt.
So yeah, we're big, we're fast, and we're strong. We're kind of a breed of our own. There aren't too many Olympic athletes that have the same build as us and that can compete with us in terms of how much power we can put out, but yet we can compete with other athletes in terms of speed.
He could be walking up to check-in in an all-black cowboy hat with the most stoic look in his face, like you would think this guy's getting ready to go ride the biggest bull you would ever see in your life. This guy shows up and he has a presence, and you know that he means business 100% of the time. He just calmly takes a deep breath, places that ball right there on his neck, between his neck and his jaw there, and it almost goes into slow motion. The fastest slow motion you'll ever see. But for him, it's slow motion, and everything that he does at that point is methodical. The way his elbow throws back, the way his feet move across the ring, and when he releases that shot, a big bellow comes from the big man, and the ball just seems to just travel and keep traveling.
I actually never really watched shot put until I started dating Ryan, and so it's still hard for me to watch it happen because I've only really watched him throw outside of meets. So everybody's technique looks very different to me, but everyone, mostly they spin, right? And I always joke with Ryan that his is like a twirling glide because it's like the slowest spin there ever was, but wildly efficient.
It almost seems like he does things too slow. You know, when he's in the ring. I don't know if you've noticed that. It's like, go faster, Ryan. You'll throw farther. Go faster. No, not at all. Don't do that. He knows how he's going to get that ball out there.
He's a phenomenal athlete, and I don't think there's anything he can't do.
Growing up as a kid, I was just always throwing stuff. I've shot put at a rotisserie chicken, a dozen eggs, a gallon of milk, a quart of yogurt, and probably the best one was I threw like a big cake with my face on it.
I've actually thrown some people. Usually it's in pools, like kind of get them up the shoulder and do the typical dad toss of throwing the kid around. And so that's usually when I end up throwing people. Not too much of throwing them just onto dry land. Sometimes I get into pole ball pits or high jump mats. I'll throw people onto those.
I'm all over the place on music. I like a little bit of everything: indie, rock and roll, rap, country. Artists, I like Father John Misty. I'll go all the way to Florida Georgia Line, even though I hate to admit it. But like Tim McGraw. Guilty pleasure would be Taylor Swift. I'll sing along to Taylor Swift in the car, but not here. No, no way.
Something people don't know about Ryan is that he absolutely hates to eat food. Like, least favorite thing to do.
I think probably the toughest thing that he does, if I had to guess, is to eat enough to keep his mass up in order to be the best in the world at what it is he does.
We'll push it around for about an hour, and then the last 5 minutes shovel it down like it's the worst thing in the world. It's actually kind of hard to watch.
So for me, training, I'm eating 5 meals of 1,000 calories. That's just to maintain my weight. 2 breakfasts, 1 lunch, and 2 dinners. So I don't like eating per se. It's more of like a training aspect to me, but I like pizza a lot. It's an easy way to get my calories in. I eat a lot of meat, and then I don't like vegetables though, so I usually get my vegetables through a smoothie, and but a lot of chicken and a lot of rice. That's my go-to is chicken and rice.
So we order HelloFresh for 4 because I eat 1 serving and Ryan eats 3 servings. So there's very rarely leftovers despite us buying a family size box. He really hates to eat. Like if he had a favorite meal, it would be nothing.
So yeah, my cheat meal is just skipping a meal.
It gets a little bit difficult as a professional athlete when your full-time job is training. If you get into a little bit of a slump, it can be difficult just day in and day out. I kind of use fishing as a way to get away from throwing. I don't even think about throwing usually when I'm out there. I'm just thinking about fishing. So it's a really nice break and just gives me the opportunity to kind of reset and come back afterwards feeling recharged and like my mind is in the right place.
Fly tying to throwing, there's a huge similarity in just you get better with practice. The more you focus, the better you get. After I'm done competing, I do have my master's in finance, so I'll probably end up putting that to use in some sort of way, whether it be financial consulting or something along those lines. But I'm really open-minded when it comes to that. I grew up in a family-run business, so owning my own business really appeals to me as well, and having the flexibility to spend time with my family. The dream job for me would be a professional fisherman. Going around fishing bass tournaments and getting paid to do it.
I just like fishing a lot. It gives me a nice break from throwing, lets me clear my mind. Nice change of pace, and gives me some time to reflect, but hopefully we can catch a few fish too.
Dreaming big and setting your goals high is huge for any athlete. You're only as big as what your imagination is. You never want to limit yourself by what you think you can do. And as long as you believe in them and know you can do it, nothing can stop you.